Hello, wonderful parents. Dr. Anna Cohen here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about managing the challenges of a crying baby or toddler. Parents frequently ask me how to cope better with a crying baby or toddler. And I always say to parents, you know what? Crying is how babies and young kids communicate their needs. And it's through crying that they develop trust because their needs are met. So by understanding the function of crying, we can then feel more in control when we navigate the challenging moments, and it becomes a bit easier. Understanding why babies cry helps us. Babies cry to express their needs because they can't communicate in other ways. And as they grow into toddlers, they cry less and start using words and body language to convey what they're needing. It can be distressing when you can't immediately soothe a crying baby or toddler. And it's really important to remember that very young kids don't know how their crying affects us. They simply know they need something, can cry in order to get their needs met. There are some tips that might help you here. If you find it hard to cope with your baby or your toddler's crying, the following things might be helpful. You can always seek experienced advice. Don't hesitate to ask for help from somebody who's experienced with babies. That might be your early childhood nurse, it might be a friend, it might be a family member, or it might be a psychologist that's interested and knowledgeable about these things. The other thing that you can do is educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Read books or attend courses about caring for little people to better understand what your baby or your toddler might need. You can work on managing your own feelings. If the crying becomes overwhelming, consider placing your baby or toddler in a safe place like a cot and just step away for a few moments to help yourself recompose. There's a lot of supportive tools you can use. You might want to carry your baby in a sling or put your toddler in a swing to help soothe them. Take breaks. Get regular help. And that might just be from a family member, or it could be a babysitter, because it allows you to have some rest. If you can't get help, you can try to find a way to take a mental break for yourself whilst still being with your child. For example, by taking your child out for a walk in the pram or the sling and listening to your favourite music or a podcast or an audiobook can be really, really helpful. Self-care is so crucial in managing your own health. Try to sleep when your bubby sleeps and ensure you're eating well, staying hydrated and exercising. You can also practice positive self-talk at times of stress. You can do this by saying to yourself, I'm patient, I can stay calm, and really recite that mantra over when you need to. Another really important thing to do is to manage your expectations. In managing your expectations and being organised, we can reduce our stress. You might want to consider alternating nighttime duties with another caregiver if there's one there to help you, or even hiring some help if you need. But as I've said before, don't hesitate to seek professional help, particularly if you're feeling overwhelmed or your mood's not great, because seeking professional help can be a really critical step towards feeling better. Sometimes it's good to remember that the average crying time of babies at 6 weeks of age is 2 to 3 hours a day, with a wide range of normal, and a certain amount of crying is to be expected. Some babies seem to be more distressed in the first few months of life than others, and these babies are often described as colicky or lactose intolerant or reflux babies. We need to build a support network, find a supportive community. This is really essential, whether it's your family, your friends, mothers groups, or having people to share your experiences with can make a significant difference. And so that's why building these support networks is so important. Additionally, resources like the Better Parent Academy can offer that support to you and strategies through the courses that I offer, like the Small Changes, Big Impact, or you might want to turn to my Parenting in the Early Years book. Coping with a crying baby or toddler is undoubtedly challenging, but with the right strategies and support, you can manage much more effectively. remember, it's okay to seek help and to find a way to take time for yourself. You're doing a great job. With time, it will get easier. You've got this. I wish you joy in your parenting.